We are rolling. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Regis Philbin. This is Kathy Lee over here.
Hey.
And we are back with the Swanton Arts Council recapping. And I'm not going to bang on the table this time. How are you, Judy?
It's been a day.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. It's the
Yeah.
end of my day. And yeah, but I brought notes.
Oh, good. Nice. Yeah, it's a big
Wait,
full.
you can't.
You wrote it
can't-
in invisible
there's-
ink,
yeah,
but
no,
it'll come back.
I have nothing.
I got
I have
nothing
nothing.
either.
We have
Yeah.
nothing. So we're going to wing it.
Kind of like our.
Camera, Judy, not the screen.
Winging it there. Oh, I couldn't see if I was.
You're still looking at the screen.
I'm looking at, that's not the screen. That's the camera. Hey. See
We got
notes?
this. This is
I
going to
got
be the
got
show of all shows. I
Oh,
feel.
yeah. This will be the show to end all shows.
You know? Nah.
Wait a minute. Maybe it won't be. So, the meeting. Let's talk about the meeting, the December meeting.
Meeting that never happened.
Yeah,
I mean, we met.
we met.
Not a lot of us.
Not all of us. We didn't have a quorum.
We didn't have enough.
No.
We need more.
We do. Well, we have people, but it's busy. It's a busy time, people.
I
And
get that.
the Arts Council it's new leadership. We're all trying to figure out what we're doing. Nobody really knows what they're doing yet. It's like, like when you get your license, you just get your license, and you take your car out for a drive, and you're at the wheel, and you're like,
Now what?
and you go maybe 5 miles an hour.
Got stuck behind one of those today.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. It's frustrating for the person who's in the car with you. It's frustrating for all everybody around you. But the person who's driving is going insane.
Oh, yeah, they're freaking.
They're freaking out, and they're working really hard to not do very much. So there we are. That's analogy one if we're keeping score.
I like
If the
that.
audience is keeping
That's one.
score, that's the first analogy. Another analogy is when I learned to sew, I was terrified that I was going to run the sewing machine right through my hand.
That's a heck of a fear.
It was a big, it never happened.
Yeah.
That's scars from something else. We don't talk about that. But it was terrifying, again, to accomplish very little. And there was a lot of backing up and ripping out of the seams. So I think that's my second good analogy for where the Arts Council is right now. We are trying to form some committees. So you've seen the emails, I'm sure.
Yep.
Did you respond to any of them?
A couple.
Good.
I think I responded to everything needing a response from
Oh.
me.
You're ahead of me.
I hope, anyways.
Okay. Joanne Parawriter is doing an amazing job as our president, and
She's
is,
doing such a good job as president. She's being attacked by scammers and.
oh yeah, we won't go there. Yeah, so yeah, somebody sent out a scam email from the president of the Swanton Arts Council to the other people who are in the Arts Council. So,
Others.
Yes.
Nice. I don't know what to do with all these iTunes gift cards, but
Yeah. So thank you for buying all the
this
iTunes
video
gifts.
is sponsored by iTunes.
Yes. Anyway, but so she's doing a great job, and we are the subcommittees that we're trying to form so that we can come up with some wording that works for us to start doing things. And this is the time to get all that planning done, because not a lot's happening because of COVID.
Yeah.
But a lot is happening because it's Christmas, people, any minute now, and people are busy.
Yeah.
So our last meeting, there was, I think, a dance recital. Was that it?
Something, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a dance recital, so people were late. There was, the creeping crud that goes around this time of year, so people were absent from that. And our bylaws are such that we can't have many people missing and still have a quorum. And if we don't have a quorum, we shouldn't really be talking about anything.
As a board member,
Is that a board member, like a member who's bored, or a
Both.
member who's on the board?
member that's on the board, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. Can you define quorum?
No.
Cool, me
I
neither.
could.
I think I get the gist of it. I just don't understand
Well,
how.
that is up for debate. So my understanding previously was you can't vote on anything if you don't have
A quorum.
a quorum. And a quorum in the case as addressed by our bylaws is,
8.2 people?
it's 80%. 80% of 11 people, which is 8.8 people. So we have to have 9 people there unless somebody's not really all there. Well, yeah, we have 9 people and one of them doesn't have to be all there. In order to achieve a quorum previously, what we would do is if we didn't have the right number of people to hold the vote, we would at least have the discussion, the people present would vote, and then we would throw that out to the missing members and say, here's what was discussed, here's what people were voting, and what do you say? And then we would move forward from there. So
That
that we
rubs
would.
some people the wrong way, maybe?
No, well, I mean, it's not, there's a concern that that's not technically correct.
Based on what? Is this like based on like how all committees do what they do? Because I've been a part of a few committees and I see the similarities, like the minutes and things like that. But is there the purpose of this, I don't know if we're going off track here, but having a committee and the arts committee, is it to just have everything recorded, documented to CYA, or is there more of a reason to that?
Well, our mission is to establish an artistic presence and to develop the artistic community in Swanton. So it's really comes down to semantics and how you want to do things. So, if you read the Bible, you're going to fall into one of 50 camps of how you interpret it. And you can pretty much bet that there's going to be 10 people who read the same thing but say something else. It's very similar with the bylaws. As a group, our group has to understand and define it and to make sure that we get things right, because we're growing. So we're experiencing these growing pains. The little arts council it was doing fine, but now that we've gotten bigger, it's a little more difficult. We've just gotten a bigger, some bigger steps now, and.
So my understanding would be, like, based on the last meeting, say we had something we all that were there present wanted to vote on, had input on, could discuss it.
Can't
but we
discuss it,
chose
wasn't a
not to.
quorum.
Right, we couldn't because of this quorum thing. And at that moment, let's say somebody were thinking it and they shouldn't have been. Okay, well, hey, if they're not here, based on who's here. We can't
Yeah.
do that because the bylaw says this is what it is.
So it's an interpretation of the bylaws.
And if we were to waver from that, then the idea being, well, what the heck are we doing? And it could then crumble. So we stick with the bylaws to keep the structure and the
Right.
stability
Well,
of
right.
it.
Well, we
Okay.
want to make sure that we're doing the right thing. If we say we're going to do, this is the way we're doing business, because we're a public nonprofit and we're a 501c3, so you can make a donation, thank you very much, and you can write it off on your taxes. Thank you. Swanton Arts Council, just add zeros to the end of the number. If we're off track,
Money.
if we say we're going to do something a certain way, we should be doing it a certain way. Now, if we decide that the way we have written down to do it is cumbersome, unrealistic, or just.
Or we just need to adapt it based on COVID.
Well,
or
yeah.
other things.
Yeah, or so it's making sure that we are following the rules that we put out. So it's not easy. It's not easy. This is a very large endeavor that the people who are taking on, and we have a bylaws committee, and I think, I may be wrong on this, I might forget a name, so excuse me and forgive me if I've forgotten a name, but I believe that David Winchester, Michelle Nordberg, who's the bylaws queen, Janet Suave, and me, and Mike Barkume are
yeah.
on the bylaws committee. There's also interest in a fundraising committee. I have absolutely no idea who's on that.
This
Oh,
guy,
Joe.
Janet, myself.
Joe and Banjo and Janet, and maybe Heather is keeping some information. I think
She's
she might
our
be participating.
secret weapon. She's not official because she has other things going on in life, and understandable, but she's definitely our go-to for information resources and how to navigate that.
All right, awesome. So that's a committee that's going on. I believe there might be a communication committee. And I say, whoever's on the communication committee, let's make sure that they're here next month.
That makes sense.
I think that's great. In
That's
fact, I
brilliant.
nominate them. And so there's a quorum of you and me here, because there's only two of us ever here, and we're both here. So I make that motion. Would you like to
I'd
second
like to
that motion?
second that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
I think since you're the second one in
Judge's
the
ruling,
room. Can we
yeah, that's
vote?
official. That's official.
All in favor, say, thank you. Okay, so whoever's chairing that committee, they should be plopping their
Communications committee.
bottom right here in the room for the next one. That'll be lovely. What else was there for, I actually did make a note. Oh, there's a strategic planning committee. Becky Faga's done some amazing work on that. And I think also we have on that group, we've got Janet, Joanne, and Heather, and we're going to look at how we do what we do. And I think that then we're going to make each committee is going to make a proposal, and then the whole group will vote on it.
Proposal for?
Proposal for their individual, like, so the bylaws changes. The bylaws committee can't change the bylaws. They would make a proposal.
Then it gets voted on?
And then it gets voted on.
By the quorum?
By a quorum.
Spelled C or Q?
Quorum.
I like it, okay.
I think so, yes. It's like a triple word score.
Awesome.
It's
It's
awesome,
Scrabble,
it's
nice.
really good. I've used it in I have one of those little games where you have to do all those things, and you get points, so I've gotten points for that one. So they'll make a proposal, they'll do all the research, and then they'll be able to answer questions intelligently when somebody says, well, why aren't we doing it this way? And then they'll have the knowledge to be able to say, well, because that's illegal, or
Based on this, yeah.
because if you do that, you're going to have these other problems. Like some people, I believe one of the suggestions made to the bylaws committee was to put in the bylaws the dates that we're going to have a meeting.
That could change.
That shouldn't be in there according to information that I've received, because what happens if you say, oh, your annual meeting, you're going to have meetings the first Monday of every month? What happens if everybody on the board has a conflict? Or if you don't hold a meeting that month? Now you're in violation of your bylaws, which you don't want to be. So the more they can be
Again,
general.
me learning this bylaw and this committee stuff, you say you don't want to be, who's the bad man that whips us if we violate? Is it just the public for not following?
Well,
what
nobody
we-
really. I mean, we just want to do what you say you're
But because we
gonna
want to do what we're going to say we're going to do.
Right,
Okay.
right. And it's, and having bylaws is one of the, somebody could call us out at some point and say, you're not doing what your bylaws say, but, like, the intent is to say what we're going to do and then do it. And then, but, again, the Arts Council is moving and changing, it's growing, it's going to be transitioning, and as new people come in, and as people, exit, or as we have been a victim of our own, excellence, honestly, and that sounds really bad, but every time it sounds a little pompous, but as our artists and the different people who come onto our board, as they improve and they grow in their art and they become busier and they, get advanced degrees, as they open up their businesses, as they start getting more and more recognition in other areas and join other boards and take public office, that leaves a little bit less time for what they were doing before. So in some ways, the Arts Council has been a leadership generator, and it's been a springboard, but we are always going to be continuously rebranding ourselves and reevaluating ourselves and editing ourselves and growing, and that is the mark of art. That's what art is. It's a constant recreation, and we are at the drawing board right now. So we're redrawing and everything, and it's been confusing. We've got brand new to the board members this year, Janet Suave. She's jumped in feet first. Christian.
She's new to the board?
She's new to the board. She's been with the Arts Council for quite a while, but she's she's new to the board. Christian Jackson, same situation. She's been a project lead, but she's new to the board. Sil Connolly's new to the board. Hillary Santiago's new to the board. Becky Faga's new to the board. They're all they've been here, working in art for a long time, or they've been active in other things, but they're all new to the board. I think, did I miss anyone?
I'm still new to the board, hence all the questions.
You're not new to the board, but you're still learning. I mean, you were relatively new to the party, because I think Christian and Janet were more active in the Arts Council before you started. They just hadn't stepped forward to the board yet. Becky Faga, she's been doing art in the community for 20 years, maybe?
Nice.
So Joanne Para-Writer, she was on the board when the Arts Council started. She took a step back for a year, and now she's back on. So, you know, and then we've got Mike and David and Heather. Oh my gosh, did I miss anybody? Mike, David, Heather, you.
Scott's no longer.
Scott Martell stepped back. He's going on to other projects. I think I've gotten everybody. I think if I might have missed anyone. If I did, I apologize, but you've seen my notes.
Blank.
Yeah.
It's blank.
So, yeah. It's interesting. So this is a time when the public can actually tell us what they want to see.
Yes. Or see and ask questions here.
Oh, yeah, you can always ask a question. You
Yes.
can email him.
Bam.
What's your email?
Solid question. I don't know if I have a SAC email yet.
You don't? Did you ask
So,
for one?
I may have.
You did not.
I may have not. So once I get that, that's going to be out there.
Okay,
But
so
until then,
you
this
can-
video will be posted to YouTube when it's available. They can leave comments there, ask
Leave it-
questions there.
Yep, leave a comment on YouTube.
Phone a friend. I think we're taking calls.
You can send an email to swantonartscouncil@gmail.com, or you could send an email to jpaxman@swantonartscouncil.org. That would be fine, and I'll make a note to get Joe an email.
Nice.
I think you were late to the meeting when we asked that.
Yep. I was probably late, like today.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a thing.
shock, shock. So
So student drivers, I'm telling
yeah, I
you.
know. Jeez. Yeah. So as we grow and change and morph, it's really important to hear from the members of the community. However, members of the community, we're all volunteers.
Yeah, we don't get paid.
We're all volunteers. The Swanton Arts Council has no paid employees. We are all working diligently to bring art that at no expense to the taxpayers to Swanton, and we've had
Because we love it.
because we love it.
So don't change that for us.
No. Because we love it, and we want to have, we want to do good stuff. So it's great if you have an awesome idea and you want to get involved and you want to just run with it, like, several people have done. The gentleman who put up the beautiful totem pole, or the lady who did the craft shows, or Darcy Benoit, who also was previously on the board, who's doing all these wonderful things in Swanton at Bees on Broadway. You run with your art. Let us know how we can support you. If you ask us to do something really involved, we're going to say, you're helping, right? In fact, you're leading that. So we do have one project. I don't know if it's actually gotten approval yet, because I missed that email.
Talking Janet or Hillary?
Hillary Santiago's Emotion Speaks Solitude art project.
That was something I responded to. I
Now,
remember
so
that email.
that hopefully we'll find out soon, more to follow on that, so there's a teaser. There's another potential for, a proposal has been made to do a writer's response and an artist's response to the book The Hate You Give, which is coming out, or we should know about that more at the end of the month or beginning of next month. And there may be some more fun things coming up. I don't have anything that I can say.
I got something that I'm
You got
thinking of.
Okay.
I always think of ideas. I haven't moved forward in any way with this idea, but I have drawn out what it might cost, and I
Mm-hmm.
need to get you on board and some other people. But paint in the park, or park and paint thing, spray painting art at the park kind of situation.
nice.
So
Yeah, and a lot of it comes down to COVID. I mean,
Yeah.
Swanton Recreation, does an amazing job. Every year they put up this skating rink in the park. Can't do that this year because, oh my goodness, I guess someone could sneeze as they go by the other person. We joked about putting up a very thin skating rink that goes around the whole park, so you can do laps. Of course, that's not serious.
But I love that people are thinking, some people are thinking the extreme far right, far left, but people are thinking together, like, well, how can we solve this problem for everyone? Like,
Right.
oh, let's do laps and put up a barrier.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You know, that makes some people happy versus making everyone unfortunately sad.
Yeah, so, I mean, people are working on things. It's just, I think, I'm hopeful that as soon as we're able to meet as a group, things will be much more, things will move faster. But the reality is, you know how, so here we're into analogy number 3. Have you ever done something like run across if you were, say, imagine you were a tightrope walker or you saw somebody do that and you ran across a tightrope and you went, that was fun. And then you look back and go, oh, holy crap. I could have really gotten in trouble there. That's kind of where the Arts Council is right now. We ran forward so fast and now we're looking back and going, how did we do that? and oh, that could have gone really south. So now we're just trying to be a little more mindful of our steps and so that we can run again. But we'll probably run differently, I think.
Sideways.
Run sideways. Today, and of course, by the time this comes out, it'll be way past the state, but it's already passed it anyway. There was a big Vermont Creative Network meeting, like a drop-in thing that happened through COVID, and I don't know how many people from the Swanton Arts Council attended that.
Was that in an email or did
It
I hear that
was.
on NPR? I heard about that, yes.
It was in an email. I hope it was on NPR. I hope people attended. I couldn't attend. Wait a minute, what's today? Today's Monday? It's tomorrow. Lied to you. It's tomorrow. You could drop in any day, any point of the day.
Volunteer me.
Yeah, so check that email. You can drop in. And it's important to share your voice on what you want to see, because that's how money comes from the state. That's how the volunteers know that, oh, wow, look, I thought it'd be a great idea, but I thought I was the only one who was
No,
thinking
there's
that. But
others
now
out
there's
there.
all these people who want to do that. So, yeah,
Agreed.
I got nothing else.
I got not much else either.
Okay.
Let's end it with some advice, I guess. Watch out for scams.
Yeah.
They're out there. Don't click on links and emails, even if it's from somebody you think you know. Probably
Yeah,
isn't.
check. If it's somebody you think you know, just check to make sure the email address.
And even that can lead you astray. If somebody sends you an email, Judy, if I send you an email from good old Van Joe, and I say, yo, check this link out, it's a picture of me, don't click on it. If you want to take and go to whatever other sources that I have, my Facebook and things like that, and check there to see if I posted that, that's a safer
Say,
route
check out my
than clicking
Facebook.
on that link. You click that link, it may pop up and look like it's my Facebook, but I'm just trying to milk you for information. Don't fall for that.
It's great stuff.
I myself,
love people.
I thought I was very savvy on these online scams, and I've fallen victim to them just like anyone else. So watch
Well-
out. Be safe. Be careful.
Yeah, and, be safe out there. And it's the holidays. I mean, this is the time to spend time with your family and to, buy art local.
I know some people that do that. That'd be a great
Well,
idea.
I hate, you can't order anything from Amazon right now. It's not going to get here till Easter at this point. So go to your local artist and buy some art. That's something
COVID-free.
that's going to last forever, as opposed to something that's trendy of the moment that nobody's
Right.
going to want
True that.
in 3 days. So
Forgettable.
forgettable. So get something unique, original, handcrafted, made locally. Fundraising committee, that'd be a great next year, maybe something that starts in October,
Yeah.
starts in August, to plan for October to do a shop artists local would be
Yes.
amazing.
I love it. I love the idea.
Or just reaching out and telling people, send us money.
Yeah. Yeah. We could.
You got extra Christmas, you got extra cash, you need that tax deduction, send it this way.
Yeah.
We'll put it to good use, we'll make some art.
Yeah. So that's our show.
That's it, yay.
All right. We love you. Peace out. Thanks.
See ya.
You crushed it.